Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 7th Esports World Championship. Coming to you live from the Nexon Arena in Seoul, South Korea. We are back and ready to get into our first Game 3 of this tournament.
I am excited. For once, we get a Game 3. It's been 2-0s all the way, but at last, dreams have come true.
Minor correction, we did have a best of 3 that was not broadcast that did go all the way to the 3 games, the Romania versus Korea series, but have been a lot of dominant performances all the way through here. And keep in mind, both of these teams are actually undefeated up until the semifinals when they faced off against the finalists in China and Korea respectively. So I've seen a lot of dominance between both of these teams, but now finally facing off against each other. It's going to be exciting to watch them as they get into picks and bans here. We should have those on your screen here in just a second. Serbia facing off against Switzerland in Game 3. Here we go, picks and bans, game number 3, tied up at 1-1, Switzerland back on the blue side. Of course, recoin flip for the third game, so you decide who picks the first game, and then for the third game, recoin flip, and there we go, Switzerland on blue, Serbia on red, while Joshi there on your screen.
Making sure they get first pick again so they can try get that Nexon, but Serbia cannot let them get Nexon again. This will be a dire mistake.
Well, this is actually going to be interesting to see the priority between both teams. Consistent mid lane pressure on Milica, and here for Serbia, most likely a Lee Sin ban. So much pressure from Koala with a hat, just impeccable ability there on that champion. So most likely a Lee Sin ban, but there is a lot to watch out for. You've got things like Kindred, super strong. You've got things like the Lucian and Vayne should be relatively high priority picks, especially Lucian between Pride and Bigfoot.
I just don't understand why they keep banning Rek'Sai when his Lee Sin is 20,000 times better.
Well, the reason you ban Rek'Sai is because Rek'Sai is a traditional counter to Lee Sin, because Lee can't just walk into the jungle and invade. So Karthus ban, what? Okay. Lagalee's champion taken out. Okay.
No. They can't let the Lulu go through. Switzerland will...
It's ridiculous. The pocket ban to ban the Karthus they didn't expect.
But now they get the lead.
Yeah, exactly. Lee Sin, Lulu, both left open, and yeah, this has to be Lee Sin locked in. I was talking to a Serbian team a little bit earlier beforehand, and they were totally willing to play Lee Sin.
Then letting Lee go again?
I don't agree with that, especially if Lee Sin is a counter to Kindred. And Kindred tries to stay alive with their ultimate. Lee Sin just kicks her out of it, so it doesn't really work out in the 1v1, but it's going to be an interesting thing to watch out for. You can see some super focus on the face of the Serbian team as they prepare for the next couple of picks. There's the Lee Sin, there's the Thresh locked in for Switzerland.
I don't know if I'm seeing happiness on the Swiss face or if I'm seeing denial on the Serbian faces.
Seeing a lot of mixed emotions here, and possible interesting pick there in the mid lane, hovering over. We did talk about the Ahri as being a possible pick there. I think it was Lagalee who's
but against the Anivia.
Mainly look for that. But yeah, you got to pick towards the Anivia or Orianna, 2 champions that Lagalee has shown a lot of proficiency with. I'm not sure if Ahri is the best champion to lock in right now, because all you need is that Lulu to turn into like a mid laner and then a super tank top lane, and that's not going to be an effective mid lane pick. So Hecarim, super effective top lane pick. Tolamax, still okay with it in game 2, but not quite that dominant performance in game number 1.
Well, he did not get 5 early kills.
That's somewhat of a difference.
The disengage against Lee Sin most probably, and Thresh, but...
Well, the real synergy is there with Kindred, because you just Kindred ult and then Janna ult, and then you can push everyone outside of your own ult for the heal and knock them away from being invulnerable anymore.
I've never seen that done successfully.
You know, it's always that idea. This is where, you know, those pesky theory crafting Twitter analysts are like, hey, that's a super great combo, but it all comes down to whether or not you can actually use that and that burden's on the players to make that one work. So also had the Hecker in fear to fear them out of the Kindred ult, so some nice synergy there. You could also go with something like a Gragas jungle if you wanted to knock that out if Kindred were in a lane role, but we usually don't see that one. So let's go ahead and talk about the last pick here for Switzerland. We got one more option. It's going to be either a top laner or a mid laner, depending on where that Flex Lulu pick goes.
We know Lagley loves Lulu. Or not loves, but likes. It's in a stable relationship.
Okay, well, there was a flash there on Malzahar. It's actually the first champion I ever played in League of Legends. A little bit of nostalgia, but we're not going to see that. It's a Malphite locked in for Yama, and oh, that last pick, they were going to go for it. The hover earlier, now realized it's a Kassadin.
Do you even risk?
We'll see if... You were saving that the entire time.
Yes, I was. I was saying I want a Kassadin, and I just want to say the sentence.
I'm done here. And we're about to be done with picks advance here in about 30 seconds. With Kassadin being picked in, another unique pick. And it's really interesting to see the effects that these has. Karthus, so good in game 2, it draws a ban. That's an important ban nonetheless. It gives Lee Sin and Lulu over here to Switzerland. Incredibly strong draft for them, but Kassadin, is that the wild pick that's going to give the second or third game rather to Serbia?
Well, just keep in mind, viewers, Serbia will not lose the World Championship if they place fourth. As long as Korea wins the finals, Serbia will be the World Champions.
A lot on the line here to get into the final game of this third and fourth place match. Switzerland versus Serbia. About to get into game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with game number 3. And welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, for the final game of our third and fourth place match here at the 7th Esports World Championship in Seoul, South Korea. We're glad to have you with us, and we're glad to get into our first broadcast best of 3 that's going all the way.
We see a 4-man running. Are we going to get a Chinese tactic?
I was going to say, maybe they picked up a little bit of strategy over the course of the group stage. Now, double aim in a vulnerable spot, but moving up towards this tri-brush. Now, the thing about tri-brush is that you know the enemy has a faster way to get there than you do. So you're almost never going to find a successful invade through that direction unless your opponents are going for the same sort of group up strategy. Even still, the grouped invade kind of thwarted to some extent, but still deep pings in the enemy jungle. So it does look like Switzerland are going to commit for this. Whoa, Koala going in, getting that early Thunderlord's proc, pushing double aim back to base.
Just allowing to get a ward on the red, but they're trying to do what China did to them. But I don't think they have the experience with this.
It's not sneaky enough. Like, I mean, it's not a mystery what side of the map Switzerland are on. And it may feel kind of weird for a lot of our viewers to see Switzerland coming back into Game 3 on the same side. But once again, that is because you recoin flip for side choice on Game 3s. So that's the reason that we're seeing kind of like a redo of Game 2. But of course, the score is tied. Now, a couple of other things to talk about. The Lucian pick, swapping sides here. That is going to be still a strong champion for Bigfoot. Widely contested, but it's going to be interesting to see whether or not that is still as strong for Bigfoot as it was for Pride. Of course, Pride now on the later scaling champion instead of Bigfoot picking up that Jinx.
We do see Serbia pushing in at the bot lane, trying to get that level 2, because they did get half a Gromp.
Half
not a Gromp, a Gromp, Krug.
Half a Krug, yeah, yes. There we go. We got, I don't know, there's 2.5 Krugs. That's the show I would watch. Double aim in the jungle, not going to have a problem with the blue buff, but looking to, I guess, go for a full clear. Clears out Scuttle, I guess no Scuttle Crabs quite yet, but we're going to see the bottom half of the jungle cleared, now moving to the top half of the jungle, is trying to get as much as possible, and there are those pesky Scuttle Crabs spawning at 230.
Kindred going plain to the other side without ganking bot first. We've seen that both games before. And bot lane Missing his death sentence. Not a death sentence for Jana today.
No, that wasn't fun. Back to the mid lane, Milic able to deal with this Lulu actually pretty well. The burden for Kassadin has always been, how do you get through an abysmal early game? Unless you're laning up against Link, you aren't going to look for kills early as Kassadin in the mid lane. So the big thing is just to sustain, and that's what that Corrupting Potion is going to do. Double Aim, though, getting an early stack there off of the Spell Crab kill on the top half of the map after completing both buffs, but not a whole lot to accomplish up there. So just flipping back over the Baron wall into his jungle. And then flipping over the double golem wall. Actually, they're not golems anymore, they're Krugs. So back in my day, we had golems up there, but it's a whole new world. And now we're in the bottom lane again, watching CSing under tower. Isn't that super exciting, Marika?
I'm just busy cringing at you like you're cringing at me the whole time. Just give me a moment here.
All right, moment granted, and we're back. So Laggly pushing up the mid lane on this mid lane Lulu, a champion so strong in these protect the AD carry kind of compositions. Now, do have a late game carry to protect, and it's going to be interesting to see that synergy with all the crowd control around him.
But Wallace? It's not Tom. Thresh cannot eat a drink.
Oh, Koala going here, definite kill potential. There's the okay. He's actually predicting the flash, and that would have been so sick. But oh, Cola Max missing that dash, hits it on a minion, but it's not going to be a kill on a Yama.
At least he landed his kill shot.
Koala is like, man, this is going to be the sickest play. Watch out. Just like, you know, turn the cameras towards mid lane. It's like, oh.
Turns out he's blind.
Yeah, it didn't work out. That's the excuse. Village is still taking a little bit of pressure there, but able to deal with it pretty remarkably well. Kassadin actually does have a lot of mana sustain off of using his W, but oh, Laggly a little far forward. See if double aim has any kill potential in here. There's the slow, the flash forward, the ignite's down, and Laggly speeding himself away. Actually survives without using flash. Double aim, if he gets in there with enough damage, maybe he gets a Thunderlord's proc and a lot of bursts, that could have been a kill. But able to just push Laggly further out of lane. Now, this isn't the Orianna, it isn't the Anivia that we're seeing for Laggly, so still have to evaluate the strength of this Lulu pick, but it doesn't even have to be Lulu that's strong. You can just play it solidly and support Pride later on. So, oh, nice smite there by Koala. He's got both a hat and a raptor now in his inventory. So I need to see the AP Lee Sin come out so that he can be Koala with 2 hats and buy that AP death cap.
Yes, you will buy a death cap.
Are koalas AP champions? Maybe that's why they have the hats on.
I think they're more supportive.
Pride taking a lot of damage. There's the wolf coming out, the piercing. Light not going all the way through. There's the zap, the flay, and turn the exhaust for the kill. And the Shanna shield at the last second. Bigfoot, a legend, and legendary escapes completed. Bigfoot somehow stays alive.
Both ways. Wow, that was an amazing hook by Thresh. Wow.
I don't even have any words. I think Lucian both deserved to die and deserved to survive due to sick plays on both sides. Pride able to you know, bait that out successfully, and Wild Joshy, man, on point with these saves, almost with a nice kill under turret there on Big.
And that's what you said. He's an amazing support. He's played professionally or semi-professionally. He's someone to watch.
Man, let's go back to some nostalgia from back on his days in Little Wraith in the Oceanic region. One of the strongest just sort of pickup lineups that really prove that you can just put together a solid lineup of players and do very, very well. Even against established teams, teleport down to the bottom lane. We got a Hecarim ult to feared Wild Joshy backwards. There's going to be the spin to win a double kill. Cola Max cashing in.
Cola Max with a double kill. Does this seem familiar?
It certainly does. Getting those 2 kills very, very early on, and that's the power of now not a home guard upgrade, but actually a Alacrity enchantment completed there for his Hecarim just to get as much move speed as early as possible.
With a lot of magic resist as well on the boots. But that Malphite Hecarim lane top lane, it's boring. Oh wait, Lee Sin coming in for yet another gank. Can he land his Q?
Rift Walk, relatively long cooldown, but a nice dodge out there indeed.
And Kindred, no, not today.
Yeah, Llama, not Llama. We need a llama champion. Maybe that can be a skin for Hecarim. So fluffy, but Koala up in the top lane. Yama lol, that's what I was saying. I keep wanting to spoonerize that and say llama y'all. Maybe it's because I'm from Texas, but the big thing to watch out for is going to be these top lanes. We've seen Hecarim get completely out of control in game 1. We all know how scary Kolamax's Hecarim is, so definitely something to keep an eye on. But for the time being, it's going to be interesting to see whether or not that snowball rolls as hard as it did in game 1, or they can sort of stem the tide and melt that down a little bit. Another big champion to watch out for is Lagley. Can he still have enough pressure in the mid lane, even though he's not on his signature Anivia?
He doesn't seem as dominant. His playstyle is just less comfortable from my point of view. I mean
he's playing a champion with like 2 damage abilities, so it's somewhat different there. You're mostly looking for the utility, and that's going to come in team fights later on when he's able to support Pride.
Blue buff going over to Lulu. No control.
Once he gets this, it's going to be Blulu with the buff on top of him. Also getting some bonus ability power. Now in preseason, you get a little bit of that off of the blue buff.
Thanks, Rito.
I was going to say, yeah, it's like, hey, I needed my AP champions to be a little bit stronger. Blue buff, it's going to help him out. Double Aim also going to hand this buff away to Milica, most likely. Even smiting it down there to help it die a little bit more quickly.
Well, he's been doing well with the castle in versus Lulu. I thought he would have a bit more of a hard time, but I guess the early gank helped quite well.
Oh, it certainly did. Getting a little bit towards the game later on. Yama shoved into the wall, and just consistent trades. Kolamax not even worrying about that, and Yama needing to recall back to base here. Does have teleport available, so he is able to make plays across the map. Teleport, ult, they're both in there.
Thresh and Jinx being very careful for that Kindred. Standing up against the wall. Thresh walking into river at the moment. Let's see if he can land
Death Sentence, oh, just barely missed away from Sonic Wave. Does land. There's the zap over the wall. Kicks it all the way back over. Tumbles back away there. Double Aim. Walks right out, and he actually dies to Wild Joshi. Joshi's got some support from the other side of the wall. Might look for another Death Sentence, but you can still see the Lee Sin kick animation on Double Aim's body, trying to stay inside his ultimate to get the heal, but in the end, Wild Joshi able to keep up with him long enough to take him down. First kill of the game for Switzerland, kind of bringing it back.
Ooh.
Flash in, there's the play backwards. Death Sentence not following all the way through. Likely super fast, super flash, and an ignite for the kill.
Blue buff reset. As a Lulu, I definitely don't think he's complaining.
The Wild Joshi plays and plays have been on point this game, and really not only supporting his duo lane, but having a perfectly timed roam up towards the mid lane, forcing out the flash and just making that cast and kill a little bit too easy. Of course, it did burn 2 summoners from Lagley, but hey, it kills a kill.
Why does he not play Thresh more often?
Well, that's the thing for Wild Joshi. He's been actually prioritizing Alistar like most of the semifinal matches had. I mean, Thresh incredibly skilled. We're starting to see that here. Pride in his own lane by himself in a 1v2. But with a minion wave coming in, that's way too scary. He's going to be able to stay in a decent spot. Now, still got to keep an eye on Thresh coming back to lane there. We'll see if that's going to turn this one around. Wild Josh capable of making sick plays mid. You can still see that Lee Sin ult animation on Double Aim. He's going to keep a little memento of that play, kicking him all the way over the wall. That was pretty sick.
Getting another stack yet again. Let's see if they can do something top. But Lee Sin is close by. They know what's going on.
Yeah, 2v1. Yama not even scared because he knows he's got some backup. Wants to see if he can go in for a Lee Sin or a Malphite ult into Lee Sin combo, but this highs blowing all of those cooldowns on one champion might not be worth it. And of course, the Kindred ultimate actually not available, so that might have been a catch. Better to just stay safe, save your cooldowns, and see what's about to transpire. Koala knows where Double Aim is, but isn't going to overextend, just going for those deep wards and really putting out a lot of vision. Kind of the unsung hero of the vision wards. Now, Wild Joshi coming in, it does get the Death Sentence to land on a minion, but more importantly, just putting so much pressure on this castle.
They are giving so much love to Lagley. But we've seen what he can do on carries, but what can he do on utility? Probably 20 times more.
Well, it's not really going to be about what he does, himself, but what he helps the rest of his team to do. And I think the big thing to watch out for versus the Hecarim pick is the ability to dive the backline. Well, when you dive the backline, not only are you slowed by the AoE from Wild Growth, so you do less damage as Hecarim, but it's also a whole lot more health you got to get through.
He's going to go for the ult.
Yama possibly with a turnaround. He wants Cola to take a turret shot and then turn it around with an ult, but I think Cola's a little bit too smart for that.
He doesn't take any damage. The great thing about Malphite yet again.
Well, the great thing about Lee Sin is that it's a very strong pick for Koala. However, really unable to accomplish all that much, and as much as we've been talking as casters, not a whole lot to talk about over the course of the early game. Just 2-2, not super bloodthirsty, and so gonna take a little bit more. There's the flash forced out by Pride. Flash on in, and the Lantern for the save. Wild Joshi.
I don't know. Kassadin has to row more. It's Kassadin.
Okay, Koala actually dead. Just kidding. Death sentence on in there. Militia dead. Just kidding again. Man, I gotta keep an eye on those Super Mega Death Rocket missing again. There's Yama over the wall for the slam, and now double kill for Hecarim. Still going strong. There's a shutdown, and this is a big turnaround for Serbia. A couple more auto attacks on the Yama to take him down. Another death sentence there for the save. Bigfoot going deep, going through the turret. Colamax going for it, and he's gonna find himself another kill.
Do we have an MVP for these 3 games?
I mean, Colamax's Hecarim not banned away from the consistency at which Switzerland needed to ban out Militia's champion pool. A little bit questionable at letting such a strong pick go through, but at the same time, the big pick, the big power pick that Switzerland were going for was that Lee Sin, and it's just not working out. 2 assists, sure, that's great, 100% kill participation, but you're gonna need a few more to warrant that pick.
Well, they've been playing around the Lee Sin quite well. Serbia has been showing what they can do. And we haven't seen teams be able to deal with the Lee Sin.
Certainly not. It's been a power pick over the course of the semifinals, quarterfinals, and even here today in Game 2. But Serbia kind of returning to their roots with that super strong Hecarim top lane. Trinity Force complete at 15 minutes, and certainly the ability to turn this game into a little bit of a snowball fest, even without a Nunu. Now, Dragon is available, and looks like that is what both teams are looking for. A death sentence grab on a Demented Clown. Nice dodge on that Sonic Wave. Going the distance on a Militia. There's the kick. Just going for the guaranteed kill. Demented Clown giving that kill over to Koala.
Smart move, not wasting. Oh, he didn't.
Oh my goodness, those hooks are so scary. Top lane, though, scary situation for Yama as he is continuing to get pushed around. Not really his fault. 5-0 Hecarim. That's going to be difficult for just about everyone to deal with.
Lucian not really doing as much as the previous game on Switzerland. Well, he wasn't fed. He didn't have 9 kills.
And he still has that Essence Reaver completed. So in team fights, he's still going to be a force to be reckoned with. And to be fair, you're not really looking towards the Lucian to like super carry right now. That's going to be up to Hecarim. And this Rod of Ages completed Kassadin in the mid lane. A lot of power between those two. And of course, Lucian just there to provide an additional threat.
Triple threat team comp. Something Switzerland does not have at this stage.
Death sentence. Demented Clown with the I'll chill out here for a second dodge strategy. Able to keep himself alive there. Flip over the wall there. Koala coming in as well. Sonic Wave does land. Nice Monsoon for the back off. A double aim kiting backwards. Here comes Kassadin. Just jumping in there. Koala staying alive for just a few seconds longer. Needs to get that kill, but combo down. Double aim. Taking him out. Now Pride with a lot of damage to put down on the Militia. Rift walk back away defensively. Laggily on the follow, but just jumping over the wall for now.
There you can see Kassadin just followed up faster.
Oh, nice Lulu ultimate to save Wild Joshi. The turnaround. Death Sentence not strong enough. That missed there as well. Lantern onto Pride to pull him back. Double aim still sticking around. There's the flash, the ignite, and the kill for Laggily.
And this is why you don't give Laggily a power pick.
I mean, it's not even the power. The Lulu is a power pick because of the champion. He's a power pick because of the player. Laggily is so good, such a source of strength. on Switzerland's team, and now going to be able to take down a outer turret down in the bottom lane. That will be the first turret of the game taken down for Switzerland. Eventually, when they finally kill it. There we go. First turret taken out, and going to be that will allow them to rotate down for, or rather up for the dragon, and that'll give them the first dragon of the game as well. So Switzerland, and this game's so back and forth. They've got a 5-0 Hecarim to deal with, but they're just avoiding him, going to lanes where he isn't, really turning this game maybe back in their favor. 2,000 gold lead is still out there, but gotta look towards the mid lane now. Flash, the Dissonance does land, flipping it backwards. There's the play, Rip Walk back away as well. Exhaust used onto Koala, safeguards back away. Does have that Dragon's Rage available if he wants to look for the kick, but a low health bar might make him vulnerable.
Lucian's still pushing bot, trying to get that tower down, just for the extra global gold, but just denying XP in this case. Going mid.
You retreat from the mid lane here for Switzerland. I feel like they could have stuck around a little bit longer, but had a couple of low health bars, or low mana bars specifically on Laggly, so he really only has enough mana to hit that ult button. Probably what he's going to be looking for. Don't want to overstay your welcome here at the turret and get run down.
Switzerland did see that Lucian cancelled this.
Death Sentence lands on a double aim. He should be forced to ult himself, and flipping away. There's the Malphite ult. Will we see the Kindred ult? Yes, it is. Going to save him for just a second. Needs to wait for the heal, flash away, but still going down to Yama. Nice pick there off the Thresh grab. Another grab, almost landing, but just short. Still a couple of strengths coming out here for Serbia. They are able to, Sonic Wave landing deep underneath the turret. Super Mega Death Rocket does land, but no Super Mega Death for Janna.
The two super pushes on the side could help them a bit to not make too much of a loss, but Serbia might be
Max is actually going to get that turret. I didn't think he had the damage, but he's actually tanking it up. Knows he can kill it in time, and there you go. 400 gold taking it down, and a second tier turret taken down along with it. Of course, that's the reason you got 400 gold. Somewhat redundant. You get the idea. 4 turrets taken early, and a really strong objective control game there for Serbia, outside of losing that turret and dragon immediately previously. But
I want to see a tower dive from Switzerland, just because of the Lulu, the Malphite, and the Lee Sin.
I mean, that's the idea, right? Is that you force them to hard engage on you, you save your AD carry. Once they don't have any engage options, you just kite backwards and use all of the peel from the mass CC. You can kick everybody everywhere, Malphite ult them, a lot of CC to get through to get to Pride. Pride 0-2 at this game, and in fact, if you remember towards game number 2, also had a little bit of a rough spot there, but just really, really strong Lucian game.
He was a rough spot for Pride. He was 5-0.
Yeah, I'm thinking back towards game number 1. Yes. It's been like, you know, game 1, Serbia does well. Game 2, Switzerland does well. Game 3, actually the most even of all of the games in this series. And this series is one of the most even of the entire tournament here at IESF.
Malphite and Lee Sin walking close to each other. I am expecting a double jump. Let's see if they can defend this tower. We do have Hecarim in the bot lane though. He does have TP, so this could get nasty.
Even with a big team fight mid, Hecarim can either choose to take a second tier turret or go for this teleport. Now, teleport definitely an option, but turret too low, it's just going to get given up, and this is Hecarim choosing to go for the second tier turret kill. That's actually really valuable, and now Yama coming down there to stop him. Nice rotation, right on time for Switzerland.
Malphite can't really do any damage, but I'm sure he's just scared of that Lee Sin coming with the Malphite. It's a deadly comp, even for a Hecarim that can run away.
Quite literally. Kolobak's running back to base right now. Keep in mind, we are past 20 minutes and all this 5.23 patch. Everybody gets home guards when they are this far in the game. While Joshi actually dead. And because he was marked, that's actually going to be another stack for double A. Now, Laggly pretty low as well, going to get feared right into the culling. Bigfoot having his second kill of the game. One pick after another, and Switzerland just a little bit far out there. Looking for close encounters of the 1 and 2 death kind of. Pride very low, crits coming down, Summoner heal force out. Pride just dead on impact. Kolamax crushing him out there, 6-0 0 and 2 Hecarim, and off of just 1 pick, into 2 picks, into 3 picks up the mid lane. Come Serbia, taking down the base turret and possibly even an inhibitor as
Feels
well.
like we've been here before.
Kind of reminiscent of their semifinal games here. Switzerland just leads 1 pick into now the first inhibitor of the game, going down at 22.5 minutes.
And this was an even game 2 minutes ago, until the Hecarim attack.
Well, it wasn't even Hecarim there. Hecarim came in with the flank to pick up even more kills. It was mostly just Wild Joshi way too far into the enemy jungle without anyone to save him. Death Sentence, oh, just barely missed there. Can you get the play to stop the jump over the wall? Not in time there. Can ult over if Yama wants to. That's a little bit too far. Observers pointing out the 10,000 gold mark reached there for Colamax. He is ridiculously powerful. He's super tanky as well, just super difficult to deal with. But at the same time, anytime there's a Malphite on your team, there's always comeback potential off of some big wombo combos. You can get a knock-up off of Malphite, then another knock-up off of Lagali's Lulu ult. Things start to get a little bit crazy, but they have to be proactive in order to do that, not reactive like they've been reacting here so far. Now Koala looking for the ward jump off the Q. Janna a little bit too fast to get caught by that.
Do not have the vision to go this deep. Hecarim pushing bot, he might get this tower, but will he give up mid? He does have TP. Oh no, he does not have
It's 3v4 there, a lot of damage being done on to Double Aim. Kicked out of his own ultimate, flashes back in. That's going to be him saving his own life there. Double Aim should die here inevitably. Super Mega Death Rocket to ensure that happens, but now a very, very big 80 carry. Pride on the warpath, he's going to get that. Crits down, Demented Clown out of there for a double kill. Hecarim still alive, there's the teleport, but we're actually going to see a teleport there from Malphite as well to rejoin the team in Switzerland up a big engage, a 4-for-1 exchange.
throws back and forth.
I mean, that's how you play catch, right? If you play catch and only one team catches the ball, you're just like, man, you gotta throw it back. It's kind of what happened there. Instead of just one pick after another, like Switzerland had struggles with there a few minutes ago, it was just a good team fight. Catching that narrow teleport timing where Colamax wasn't actually able to join the team fight with that summoner spell. It's still going to be down for about another minute, 2 minutes. So,
but the Kindred has not been this great the past few games. Yes, there's a lot of lane pressure, but wouldn't he be better on Lee Sin?
Well,
he had the chance to pick it.
Exactly, and the Kindred pick, knowing that Lee Sin was still available, that's not necessarily super great. Now Colamax super strong, he's forced to ult defensively. Malphite on the follow, Yama's super strong, or at least super defensive. Now kick, flash in on to Double Aim, he is out of there. The catch continues as Koala walks forward, but discretion the better part of Valor there, disengaging for a push up mid.
This is another inhibitor if they cannot defend.
Oh, but this is overextending. Not really a great idea for Switzerland to come in here. Gonna have to flash away from there. Going back into Colamax. Not sure about this one. Bigfoot very, very low. Forced to flash, forced to heal. Double Summoners burned. Village marauding there off to the side. Yama super low there as well. Super Minions pushing forward some slows. And oh, this is going to be absolutely terrible. A shutdown. 1 death, 2 deaths. Militia with the last kill, but Lagally going to get slowed out there as well. He is out of there. Colamax, GG, going godlike.
Bigfoot.
Teleport into the base. Oh my gosh. Colamax has so much potential here. He's going to be able to take down one Nexus turret, possibly able to kill the second one with only Yama left alive. Can this be the end of the game? Oh my gosh. Serbia. They find the kills that they need. The Nexus is very low. It's going to be Serbia off of a TP into the base. They're going to be able to take the Nexus down, and 15-11. Serbia with the win over Switzerland.
What an upset. Wow. Well-deserved win by Serbia.
What a way to win that game. Just a few catches thrown back and forth, like you said, overextending for that inhibitor, and a perfect punish for Serbia. What a way to end a third game in that best of 3 and an incredible 3rd and 4th place match.
Well, those are the places of disappointment.
Oh my God.
Shame. They did not expect that. The shock. Ooh. Next time.
Next time. Well, congratulations to Serbia as they pick up a 3rd place finish here at the IESF League of Legends tournament. The 7th Esports World Championship does crown a champion today, and with very strong showings from Serbia in both League of Legends here, winning Hearthstone, they've got a chance to win this entire championship.
Only if Korea wins.
And we will find that out in our next best of 3. So you guys want to make sure and stick around here as the 7th Esports World Championship here in Seoul, South Korea continues with our grand final matchup coming up next.